Two Thanksgiving Day games, and we had the night game on Sunday night, Denver and Kansas City. Let's start with the Denver game. This case, I thought Kansas City would actually put up a better fight. Alex Smith is just horrendous in the red zone. Alex Smith is just horrendous in the red zone. Didn't do anything really. I mean, you can see in this case it was almost like a middleweight fight and a heavyweight. It was just no contest. So Yves got that one. To the two Thanksgiving Day games, Dallas, Philadelphia, we both got rocked on that one. Who knew? Dallas. In the back of my mind, I must admit, I had a feeling Dallas could put up kind of like an egg or lay an egg like that, because it is getting to December, and Dallas has never been a great December team. But I didn't think they'll stink it up like that. That was atrocious. Sanchez looked great. Philly offense was clicking. The defense was swarming. So a convincing win for Philly. And the last game, Seattle and San Francisco. The score actually was polite to San Francisco. I thought Seattle had beaten them all around the park, all around the field. And, we both thought Seattle would win that game. So we ended up, me being 1-2, Yves, I believe, 2-1. Anyway, so that's where we were for last week's games. So for this week's games, we're going to have three games in the docket. I'm going to start off with Steelers-Bengals. Huge game, 1 o'clock game on Sunday. AFC North title pretty much on the line for if Pittsburgh wants to get in the playoffs. They got to win out pretty much. And they need to start beating Cincinnati. They got to beat Cincinnati the last 2 games remaining. Knowing how the Steelers have been this year, I actually like the Steelers in this game. Cincinnati's tendency to play pretty much down and pretty much, not come out for the big games. I don't like that aspect of it. And Pittsburgh seems to play up to the competition where they have, their backs against the wall. So give me Pittsburgh in that game. Game number 2. I'm going to go with this one. Let's see here. Game number 2, Chargers, Patriots. Down in San Diego and Qualcomm. I think New England bounces back. I think it's going to be a hard physical type of game. I think they'll get back to the running game. And I like the Patriots to win that one as well, too. Game number 3, Seahawks, champs, going against Philadelphia. After Philadelphia looked so great on Thursday night in the Thanksgiving Day game, your natural instinct is to say run with Philly, but I'm going to stick with the champs. I think they're starting to come on strong. Truly, you have to question some of the competition. They've caught some good breaks the last couple of weeks with some key injuries to certain teams, but I still like Seattle in this game. I think they're going to come through on this one. So give me Seattle, New England, and Pittsburgh. I'm sticking with teams that are traditionally pretty good down the stretch, and I'm going to stick with that. So that's what we have this week, and look forward to having Yves back to discuss these games next. I'm going to have 2 quick takes on it. I wish Yves was here, but unfortunately our schedules couldn't work out for this week. But I'm just going to quickly go through the 2 topics. They deserve more time than this, but at this point here, obviously, I just want to make sure just to get my take on it. So the first thing is with the St. Louis Rams, hands up, don't shoot statement they made last Sunday against in the Oakland Raiders game. I know there's been some heat they've taken from some police unions and some other folks that in this case thought that they were out of line. There was no fine coming down from the NFL or from the team. Jeff Fisher said he will not be disciplining them either. They said he had a good talk with them about it and discussing it with them. They seem pretty, I would say, pretty calm and pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? They seem fine and at peace with their decision. I think if they had to do it all over again, they would do the same thing. I'm on the opinion in this case that, there's a freedom of speech, opportunity. We always say we want athletes to kind of weigh in on serious situations, and when they do now, people want to slap them down. So I'm very glad to see that they were looking to stand up for it, for their own thoughts and rights and opinions and where they stood on a particular situation. I would have felt the same way if they had put on St. Louis PD hats in this case. I think athletes should have the opportunity to say their piece, if they want to, when they have that type of platform. We always say they have certain responsibilities because they have a platform, and then when these type of moments come where they want to show some type of comments and show some type of responsibility or understanding about a situation, people want to kind of jump on them about it. So it can't cut both ways on it. My other topic in this case that came later in the week was the judge that was overseeing the Ray Rice decision with the NFL came down Ray Rice's side and believed this case was pretty much a double jeopardy, that he got he got punishment after he actually had received punishment from the league. So in some ways I was happy about that because I thought he was, it was unfair in this case to give a second punishment after I believe he had said the truth. Ozzie Newsome from the Baltimore Ravens came out and pretty much, confirmed that was the case. And, Goodell was trying to kind of like sidestep it and kind of infer in this case he wasn't telling the truth. And I thought that was really cool in this case. I mean, he was responsible for making that decision. He had to own it. I think really it comes to the question of the leadership of the commissioner. And I think it's just another shoe dropping. And I think the last piece of the puzzle, it may happen, and who knows, it might cost him his job, is if they ever find out there was a tape and they had it in their possession. So that's my take on that. Love to get into it next week with Yves a little bit. Hopefully we have some time we can get into that as well too. Anyways, let's get into the Fantasy Insider. So here we are, Fantasy Insider time. Yves gave me his picks for this week. So we'll start off with Rashad Jennings. I'll go here. 6 catches, 130 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm sorry, my apologies. Rashad Jennings, running back. 20 carries, 95 yards, 1 touchdown, 6 catches for 45 yards. So out of the backfield. That's against Tennessee. So that's what he has there for you Giants fans. Dante Moncrief, he calls this the Floyd Special. Here you go, wide receiver for Indy, 6 catches, 130 yards, 1 touchdown. Expect a big day for Luck tomorrow. And also, last but not least for myself, I guess, he gave me a little something too. First name Russell, last name Wilson. Here we go. So, 25 for 30. Oh, good. Got a good day for Russell. 275 for yards and 2 touchdowns. He also expects him to run 6 times for 65 yards. And, so look for that and 1 touchdown there. So 1 touchdown running, 2 touchdowns passing. So here's what you have for this week for the Fantasy Insider from Yves. He'll be back next week, and we'll get it going. We'll get popping once again on the double barrel shotgun. Everyone take care. And once again, you can find me on Twitter at Beyond Locker Room RM, and you can find Yves at Y Charlem. All right, take care, folks, and we'll talk to you next week. Peace.